Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us on iTunes right now, please leave a 5-star review. Thank you very much. My album, Live from January 6th, is available on Amazon and iTunes. Check it out if you haven't yet already. The link is in the description. Also, I've got a bunch of stand-up dates coming up. I'll be with the Comedians of the Compound April 22nd and 23rd in Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the Claridge Hotel. That's the Celebrity Theater inside there. I believe they also go by Atlantic City Comedy Club. But for tickets, go to compoundcomedy.com. Then I'll be headlining, which means by myself, doing more time at Tiff's in New Jersey, also known as the Dojo of Comedy, also known as Tiff's Ale House. And that'll be on Saturday, May 14th. Then I got a bunch of shows coming up in the fall. Still working on even more. But September 8th, I'll be in Austin, Texas. And September 14th, I'll be in Philly. As always, if there are, venues near you that are not requiring papers. I know places are. It's starting to trail off a little bit. But if you know a venue by you that is not requiring papers, just shout them out, tag me and them on Twitter. I'm always, I always like to learn about new venues that are cool. And I'm keeping a list. So thank you guys. I want to thank our sponsor really quickly. Guys, we all know someone, at least one person who's made a killing from crypto. But did you know that it's easy for you to do the same? The Copy My Crypto membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally holds and allows you to copy him. I feel like dancing. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or investing. You don't need to do anything. You're literally just copying this guy. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which despite heavy censorship, we know how YouTube do, has over 15,000 subscribers and 1 million views. Since March of 2020, he's told his viewers to buy 26 crypto coins. Had you put $100 into each one, it would be worth over $66,000 at this point, which is crazy. Of the 26 coins, his top pick of the year is a coin called Phantom, and it's currently up around 440 times from when he started. That one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys and girls in their 20s and 30s. And you guys can check this all out for yourself. This is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify this. So if you'd like to join the 1,300 members who copy James and stop what you're doing after this podcast, of course, and head over to copymycrypto.com/Mayor. That's spelled Mayr. And not only find proof of everything I've just said, but my listeners get full access for just $1. Yeah. It's either a dollar slice of pizza or a vast crypto knowledge, basically, at your fingertips. You don't even have to do anything. You won't find this offer anywhere else, but act fast because this is a special New Year offer and it will expire soon. That's copymycrypto.com/MAYR. Don't take this offer lightly. He's the real deal. Go visit the site now or later. Thanks, Copy My Crypto. Whoop. All right. I'm so excited to have this guy on the pod today. This is one of those guys that I'm surprised we hadn't spoken already because we all know the same people. We're in the same worlds. We're in the same Venn diagram of stuff. What a terrible intro. This guy deserves better. He's a songwriter. He's a producer. He's anti-woke. He's a patriot. He's all the things we love. Nick Nittoli, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. Thanks for having me on. I'm honored, Chrissy.
Oh my gosh, I am honored. Sorry about the horrible intro.
No, that was cool.
Like the music world, it seems, I know it's like kind of similar. Like, okay, I am also in the arts, so to speak, but it does feel very foreign to me. So I do want to know first how you came to be in the music industry. Like,
Yeah,
I want to get a little bit of your origin story.
Well, I was just talking to your producer, Frank, and I was telling him I'm actually from Jersey. I'm from Bergen County, Garfield, New Jersey.
Shit!
Yeah. So, and I know the place
to
Yeah,
those shows if you want to
yeah, I was gonna
come.
say I know that place that you're performing at. I'm in Hollywood now, so it's a little bit of a drive or a fly for me.
Oh, whoops. We'll start walking now.
Exactly, and I'll hopefully I'll get there in time. So my grandparents are songwriters for Frank Sinatra. They wrote a song called "Here's to the Band" by Frank Sinatra,
Whoa.
and that's kind of how it really started for me because I grew up in a house where I was looking at pictures of my grandfather shaking hands with Frank and talking about the song that he wrote. And then I started like writing and producing at a very early age. I got on a TV show called Bravo's Platinum Hit with Jewel and Cara Diaguardi in 2011. So I became kind of like a
Oh.
Bravo celebrity. And after that show, I kind of used my name and the clout from the show to get into studio sessions. Started working with people like Snoop Dogg. I worked with French Montana, YG. I did a song for Corey Feldman that hit Billboard. And that was me just kind of working behind the scenes as a songwriter and a producer. But the intention was always to build up for my artist project, which eventually came into fruition in 2017 when I signed a deal with Warner Chappell and a company called Bump Into Genius that gave me a publishing deal and allotted me the chance to do my artist project at Jim Henson Studios. So then I started producing and writing music for myself, and I started dropping it around 2019.
Wow. Okay, so for somebody who doesn't know you listening to this, do you feel like things came easily to you? Do you feel like you had connections that helped you out, or do you feel like luck, combination of hard work?
Yeah, my grandparents sold their publishing, so they were dirt fucking poor. My whole family's been dirt poor. I moved out here with nothing. I was homeless for a year. I was literally a busker. I was singing songs to people down in the Burbank Promenade to get $1 just to eat. So I came up from the bottom. Fuck Drake. I really came up from the bottom. So for me, it's been nothing but hard work, nothing but perseverance. Even after the TV show that I was on, that wasn't enough fame to just live off of. I had to work to get into studio sessions, and eventually started writing and producing for people like Snoop and French Montana, which made me some money. But everything I got, I worked really hard for.
How long did it take you from, like, the bottom to working with Snoop? Like, how many
I
years?
mean, after Platinum Hit, which was on Bravo, I kind of, that was in 2011. I had a name in order to get into studio sessions. People would answer me right away. They'd be like, okay, you were on Bravo, so come to the studio. Let's see what you got. So that was like a foot in the door of the industry. But I just had to put in so much elbow grease after that, Chrissy, it's not even funny. So I had to learn how to produce, which I didn't know how to do. I learned how to mix. I became a much better songwriter. And 2011 to 2017, all I was doing was just working in Hollywood, sometimes for free,
No.
just to get my name out there. And that was an accumulation of talent, and I was getting better. And then once I got signed to Warner, I was ready. I was ready to drop my artist project. I was ready to go for it.
Did you ever feel starstruck or intimidated? Like, how closely did you work with these celebrities?
Yes,
Or is it
yes.
just kind of like you write songs for them and then you never see these people?
It was like that at the beginning, but then I did 4 records with Snoop, and so on the 4th record, we had developed a relationship. He knew who I was, he knew my company, my people, so he actually gave me a full shout out, full name. He goes, "Double shout out to my main man, Slick Nick Nittoli, on the track
Ooh.
and in the music video."
How did
So
you get the name Slick Nick?
he
Was
he
there an
gave
oil
he gave
spill?
me he just gave me a moniker. I was like,
Wow.
I don't tell people that I call you Sleepy Snoop.
Did you
How you gonna
immediately
out me
go
like
get a
that, bro?
Slick Nick tattoo on your back or something? Be like,
I
"Snoop
mean,
told
it's an
me."
official moniker from Snoop, so I gotta respect it
Wow,
and
you
honor it.
have to. That is really, really cool.
It
He
was
seems
amazing.
like the
Very blessed.
chillest dude ever, like, weed smoking aside, he seems just, like, perma chill.
Very cool dude.
Wow, that's so neat. So, and then at what point did you start venturing into, like, making your own music, or were you doing it, like, kind of little by little all along?
Yeah, I mean, like in my bedroom, I was writing songs, but I just kind of lost the confidence in myself after Platinum Hit. I mean, Platinum Hit was a show where Jewel was berating us for 8 hours about how bad our songs were and how terrible what we did was. So when I got off that show, I didn't really feel like I didn't have that much ego. I was very humble and kind of scared to do my project. So it took years of kind of building that up. Getting signed to Warner was a big confidence boost. I was like, if they're signing me as a songwriter and an artist, it's time for me to actually be that. So I got the ego boost I needed when I signed that contract. And then, I was at Jim Henson Studios right next to Justin Bieber every day. And I was like, this is your time, Nikki. Go ahead. Let's do it.
Ooh, what's Justin Bieber like?
I have very limited conversations with him because he is
Okay.
Justin Bieber. but he seems like the coolest dude. I was actually a lot closer to his mixer and master, Josh Goodwin, and he's an amazingly cool dude, one of the nicest guys, and yeah.
This is from Platinum Hit.
Yeah.
Man, I never even heard of this show.
Most
Bravo, music competition series, showcase. How many seasons did they do?
Just one. It got canceled after the first season.
Wow, you guys ruined it for them.
We really did. But here's the best thing. They didn't know that it wasn't going to go 2 seasons, so the budget was insane. So we had Jermaine Dupri on. We had Ryan Tedder on. We had like Bonnie McKee, Donna Summer, before she passed, was one of the judges. They spent money on this thing.
And so how were you scouted for this show?
I had to audition at a Musicians Institute in Los Angeles, California, in Hollywood, California, actually. And I beat out like 500,000 people in America. So it was an open audition, open call.
I'm wondering how similar this was to like America's Got Talent, which I tried out for and was on very briefly. And it's just like, we're at the Javits Center. It's like the worst of humanity comes out for these things. The least talented people you will ever see in your life. They're all here. Somebody somewhere told these people they were talented and they needed to go for their dreams. It's like, no, less people need to go for their dreams. There's too much positivity coming at these kids today. Oh, It was horrific. It was just like the worst people. We're in there like animals for hours. It's fun though. Good times, but like I just wanted everyone in there gone.
So you're a singer as well?
No, God, no, just comedy. But America's Got Talent.
Oh, it was America's Got Talent. I thought you said American Idol. I'm sorry.
Oh God, I should have tried for American Idol too. Just be like, I've been told I'm a really good singer. Yeah, America's Got Talent is not a comedy-friendly show unless you have like a horrible life story, like your whole family's been burned or something like that, or if you've like lost your dick in an accident. Like they don't care from you. They don't want to hear from you unless you're born with a tail, you have a horrible disease, you have a terrible story, you've been like like if you were like, I don't know, fell into the Grand Canyon, like it's boring to just have like, oh, someone who's funny.
You know, that's what they go to in all of those shows. If you notice, like American Idol, for instance, they always go to, I was broke, or, my mom died in an accident or something. They build up that emotion, and then they're like, all right, now get out there and sing for us. It's like kind of.
Well, what was crazy is that, like, I was auditioning for this, like, right after my mom was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. So I actually, like, told them that, and that wasn't enough.
I'm sorry to hear
I was
that.
like, she's gonna die.
Man.
But I guess I should have jazzed it up or something. Maybe I should
have
said
said
pancreatic.
They love when you dress it up, yeah.
It was never enough for these people. So clearly I don't have any hard feelings. I love a lot of your songs. I want to play a little bit of your Don't Say Gay song because it's pretty relevant to some news that I wanted to cover.
Oh.
This is so neat. All right. Okay. I'm just going to play a little and maybe I'm going to play a little and then you can explain.
Sure.
Yeah. Shout out Ron DeSantis, Florida.
Shout out Snoop Dogg.
Don't say gay, that's cliche. Oh, nah, you were born this way. So I won't say gay. Just like color, we ignore your race.
It'd be so funny if you copyright struck me for this. I'd be like, good one.
Don't say gay. We are people, don't discriminate. Don't say gay. Don't say gay. By now you're probably confused, just sit back and listen, here is the mission. They trying to sexualize all of the world, but they trying to sexualize all of our children. They want abortion numbers in the trillions, they trying to kill us. They want to silence like all our opinions, they want dominion. They want a war between them and the Christians. They trying to kill our traditions, they trying to divide the parents like what's your position. They trying to make us the villain, they think it's cool to talk about sex like while you're in school, but not your religion. They trying to coax them into a transition. They want the girls to be the boys and they want the boys to see a physician. Wasn't it like last year? Y'all was saying there's no black here. We don't see color and we all brothers, so don't separate us by name. So why am I calling you gay? Why am I calling you straight? Why am I seeing your race? Why are you mad when I don't say gay? That's cliche. Oh, nah, you were born this way, so I won't say gay. Just like color, we ignore your race. You can play this game, so I won't say gay. Adam and Steve don't know what they missing. They trying to blame it on our politicians. Ron DeSantis, now he's a devil. I got suspicions, I got predictions. Everything that you say is now contradicting. Look at the facts. Did you say facts? No, I said facts. Don't be so sensitive. Don't be a fact. Don't dress in drag unless you intend to get fucked in the ass by a Republican who was just drunk and then took off your mask while he was all up in the wrong bathroom. That was your fault. You had to have it. Now the world's gone and turned to madness. And Florida's bill is already passed, so I say we let these kids get back to class. I can't imagine being a teacher out here in 2022. If a kid tells me he's gay, like what am I really supposed to do? Probably tell him to go tell his parents. Is that insane or is it apparent? None of my business, but thank you for sharing. Yeah, but I do believe in the freedom of speech. So if you're a freak, I'll call you a freak. The world is getting too woke for me. Time to put these Democrats back to sleep. Like you can't critique anything they say. If you can't say God, then you can't say gay. It's a new world order and it's here today. And the latest trend is don't say gay. That's cliche. Oh, nah, you were born this way.
I love this song. I
Thank
could
you
just
so
sit here
much.
and listen to it, and we don't even have to talk. I'll just sit here and play your songs. Does Ron DeSantis? I have so many questions. Does Ron DeSantis know? Like, does he know that he got a shout out?
Nah, I haven't gotten it to him yet. I haven't had the pull to get it to him, but I really want to.
Who knows? Maybe he's into like niche rappers, and
He might have heard it. I saw that he on his Instagram was posting about some country band that wrote a song about him. So he's definitely in the music scene. The videos of him in the studio with the band and stuff. So he's definitely open to musicians talking about him.
Wow. And I think, God, I forget who it was. Somebody has a song where they mentioned Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, that's J360 and Forgiato
Yeah.
Blow. The video just came out. The video's amazing, and yeah, love those guys. Love Matt Gaetz.
I was like, this is so neat. They're
Yeah,
like,
it was cool of Matt Gaetz to get in the video, and he tweeted about it. He's like, "Let's get this song to #1 or something." So
I see this happening for you. I see Ron DeSantis in your music video. We just need to, everything just needs to line up.
That would be nice.
And I would just like to see him, I don't know, maybe like posing with a gun on a truck or something.
That would be so cool.
Just go really Florida, just like him holding open like an alligator mouth. I don't know. Whatever they do in Florida.
I love it.
Are you inspired by Forgiato Blow and like Bryson Gray and similar? Like I hate to like, I'm not gonna group you.
Yeah, those guys in
you guys are
particular
all, you know.
Those guys in particular really inspired me. I'll be the first one to say it. J360, Forgiato Blow, Bryson Gray. There's a rapper named Kelvin J who really inspired me. A lot of these guys.
Kelvin, I met Forgiato, Bryson, and Kelvin all on January 6th. Nicest, coolest dudes.
Oh, dope. Yeah. Coolest dudes. Yeah,
they inspired me. December. It was one of those.
They inspired me a lot. I mean, the way that they're just putting their voice out there and promoting freedom of speech and promoting, you know, love for the real president of the United States, Donald Trump. You know, that inspired me. So, you know, I was already making Patriot music, QAnon music, etc. But their action really inspired me.
QAnon music, that's niche. Oh my God. See, I feel like sometimes it's almost embarrassing to mention QAnon because I feel like they were so off about so many things. And it was never something that I felt like, oh, I'm really in this. But it's like you're just a casual observer. Yeah. You're just trying to like know as much as you can.
I have my heart broken by Q, to be honest with you. I'm still hopeful. There's still a part of me that thinks that, you know, we're really going to drain the swamp and that we're still waiting on the Kraken and stuff. I still got belief somewhere deep in my heart, but I have been very disappointed by none of these people going to jail. And a lot of the things they said never came into fruition. So,
yeah, it is definitely good to have hope. Although I feel like I'm pretty cynical about the government getting cleaned up because the people who
Can I just say, I remember during the QAnon times, every week or two, it'd be like, Hillary Clinton is in Guantanamo Bay and has been hung. This one has been assassinated. John Kerry.
It was funny.
It made no sense, though. It was like LARPing to the nth degree, man.
Yeah. Cuomo has been shipped off.
Yeah.
To a facility.
Joe Biden has been replaced with a clone. All sorts
Who
of
knows,
Donald Trump is
though?
still the president. All sorts of weird shit.
like, where
That
are
the
my
more they
receipts?
went, the more they kept on going, the more it was ridiculous.
Like, show me a proof of a thing.
Agreed. Agreed. I would say that it's and as opposed to it being blind hope, it's more like faith. Like I've just gotten a lot more spiritual recently, and I just feel like everything's happening in God's plan. Like whatever is happening right now, I believe that good will prevail. I believe that the bad guys will eventually go to jail and have to pay for all of these crimes against humanity, and that a lot of those things that Q was promoting might come into fruition just in a different way. Maybe not at the date that we thought it was, but evil. Listen, we've seen every Hollywood movie. Evil never really truly wins. So there's no reason to believe that that's not the truth of our movie called Real Life. I think that the evil guys will eventually have to pay for what they've done.
I agree. I think there's just definitely a larger theme of they want us to be afraid, because when a population is afraid, they're easier to control. And then you could get into a whole like energetic, vibrational spirituality element of what the fear sends out, and how that can be manipulated.
Yep.
But in some sense, like, okay, we don't know the client list for Epstein and Maxwell.
Right.
It's like, okay, there are some things happening, I guess. I mean, like Prince Andrew is like a little bit can't come to barbecues or something. Like when I'm like, some things have happened. Like Prince Andrew, he's kind of out of the loop. I'm like, yeah, okay. He's not on food stamps, but
yeah, I mean that whole Jean-Luc Brunel, who was another client of Epstein's, just got suicided and stuff like that. I feel like those things let us know that there is a dark cabal that is working behind the scenes, which a lot of us already know. But if there's a dark cabal, then maybe there is a patriotic union of people that are really trying to stop it. Maybe they don't call themselves QAnon. Maybe they call themselves something else. But I do believe that the
they had to rebrand. You can't,
for sure.
Oh boy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I do believe that we're going to win in the end. So, and I'm trying to use my voice to help that W get put on the board. So,
do you feel like your music is a good way of dropping a little seeds onto the public? Like it's these themes, and like a lot of the viewers like know a lot because I talk about this shit all the time. So they're going to have some clue what we're talking about. But for people like, you're not necessarily going to sit somebody down unless they're very open-minded, a close friend or family, and go, okay, how much time do you have? Let's take it back. I think songs, music, art of all forms, comedy are really good ways to just subtly plant seeds in the minds of people. And then they go, huh, wait, what was that lyric? I'm going to rewind it back. And then maybe that sends them on a Google search.
100%.
Maybe that sends them on a rabbit hole.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed about putting music out is that, people who don't have that talent, who can't get up and hold a microphone and tell jokes or sing a song, they really do worship you in some weird way. There's like this little bit of awe and godlike figure that you become to them. And in that power, I feel like you can really transform minds, because now that they're looking up to you, they're hearing what you're saying, and it's resonating at a different level. And with a different vibration to it, as opposed to if it was just on the radio or something, or it's just talking to a person in passing. Like they really start to open up their ears and hearts to you. And so I'm using that gift to try to capture as many minds and red pill as many minds as possible.
What do you think is like the edgiest, or like any lyric of yours that you put in a song that made you go, oh, I might get in trouble for this one?
That's the whole song for this song about Leah Thomas called Save Women, Save Women's Sports. It's the raunchiest, best song of mine, in my opinion. I'm very proud of that song. Came from the heart, too.
Let me see if I can find it. Save Women's. I've seen a lot of reaction videos to your stuff, which I guess is good. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Actually, no, this is another reaction video. People love to react to your shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's find it. Again, another reaction. This is crazy. I'm just trying to find your YouTube. Okay, I'll keep looking for that. So these are all like, sounds like these songs, I mean, these are all like very current issues. It's like, it feels like you're able to have pretty quick turnover.
Yeah. My turnaround rate is crazy, because that show that I was on 10 years ago, that was what it was about. You're timed you have, 4 hours to write this song for Jewel and Carrie Diagordi. You better come out with something. So that was 10 years or over 10 years ago. It's 11 years ago. So for me, I've only graduated to the point where, I could write a song about you today if you really need one. You know what I mean?
I would like a song about me,
for
please.
sure. You got one coming there.
Okay, here's your channel. Where is
it's on my topic channel. So if you put in Nick Nittoli topic, that will bring up my topic channel.
Oh
Yep,
my
there it is.
God, another who's hiding. I had no idea.
And I think you got to go to playlists. I have a lot of music, which is why it's kind of hard to find. Scroll,
Oh,
and
that's
there it is,
great.
right down there. Save Women's Sports. Me looking like Leah Thomas.
Oh, wow. The turnaround is so just like comedy. Being able to have a fast turnaround makes all the difference. Like this is a big criticism of SNL sucks for so many reasons. But if something happens on Saturday night, by the time they comment on it, if they have the balls to, it'll be almost too late.
Yeah.
So that's what's great about independent content creators. You can just get it out right away.
Totally.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like me on this one. That's okay. I'm okay. Yeah. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Fuck Dre, I'm making my own beats. I'm here for the home team. I'm stealing the trophy. I'm ready to go, please. Put me in, coach. Tuck my dick into my short. They ain't never seen a bitch like this before. 6'2", I'ma make them bitches hit the floor. A big penis, but I passed my last physical. So don't be critical. This a race, ain't no time to get political. Ready for action. Ready for these hoes' reaction when they all get punked like their name was Ashen. I'm the fastest. Clearly, I'm not holding back. Y'all ain't seen a change like this since Michael Jackson. Yeah, transitioning, but I'm going to win by inches. Get it? By inches? Nobody can stop me. All these women mad, they not me. Got broad shoulders, that'll bring a tsunami. It's a swap meet. I just get to pick and choose like which one of my opponents is quick to lose to a champion. When I play sports, I'm a man again. Who the fuck thought a vagina'd be a handicap? I'll see y'all at the meet. I got a mammogram.
I missed.
Gonna be a show, and everybody can attend. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Save women, you practically gave women a new reason to be acting crazy like they need it. Believe me, BT and MTV are gonna cover my nuts like my new Speedo. I got speed though, and these ladies need a hero, so I'm here though. Tell them they got nothing to fear. They're not a weirdo, but I'm here to stomp the competition. Ain't no use in signing those petitions. I'ma win this. Bitches come against me, they winded. Cause I got pussy off of an Amazon wish list. I'm offended. I thought we were on the same team, the same gender. But now I know you hoes can't hang with a contender. Hope you having fun in this race. I'm about to end it. And on one because of my big erection. Lick my pussy, it's sweet scented. I had to get ready for a winner's reception. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Talk about discrimination. I won by a few pubic hairs and now they hating. Face it, y'all can't beat me, I'm amazing. If you got something to say it to my face, man. You gon' need a stool or some fucking elevation. Cause I'm probably the tallest manchi in the nation. True, and that's no fabrication. Looking down on these women every which way. I'm a giant, don't try it. I could dunk on these cunts like I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm a product of science. How the fuck is it right? You've been working your whole life and it comes down to like one night. And I came to steal it from you, not a woman from youth. But I'm here, so fuck you, and I'm here to show you what the world has come to. Just a little snip. Look what I've become, dude. Nah, men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah.
Woo! I mean, How has someone called this hate speech to you yet?
Oh yeah, all day. Oh, I gotta block the DMs like nobody else. No other artist has to block the DMs like me. I get so much hate, it's not even funny. More hate than love.
Okay, well, that's what happens when you're doing something new or you're pushing the truth onto people who just you're not going to hear it very many places.
Big time.
It's fun. I like that the songs are funny. I like that they make me laugh and they're also fun. Are you putting together like some sort of a fun anti-woke album?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm serious with the message. Like, what I'm talking about, I'm very serious. I'm very passionate about the message, but I feel like conveying it in a way that's kind of like more on the Eminem side of things, back in a time where we could laugh at hip hop and we could laugh at people dressing up like, females and stuff like that. I'm trying to bring that back. So I want you to laugh, but I really want you to get the message. So I'm trying to convey that as best as I can.
The laughter is a really good way to get people thinking. And you're like, oh, why do I like this beat? And then you're like, oh, and that's how you get, not to trick people, that's how you get people listening to your stuff who might not come across it, or might like if they knew the lyrics, they'd be like, oh yeah, thanks. But you kind of get backed up into it. Very interesting Ben Shapiro news. I mean, how the Proud Boys came to be, it was actually like a men's drinking group, but ultimately they became a group of people who would chaperone people like Ben Shapiro or Ann Coulter to a speaking event. But they kind of got a bad reputation now, so I don't know. I guess he has his own security. So Ben Shapiro, this just happened today, was called bozo by a student during an anti-transgender event. Like Newsweek, they're calling this an anti-transgender event. No, it's just like, it was just him speaking. I'm going to play this back. Let's see if we have the whole thing. Oh, is this the breakdown or is this? Okay, no, it's over here. Because this clip, I watched it already. I was like, okay, this kid's young, but then he just makes himself look so terrible.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist here. A double major, and I also just won the most prestigious award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want, the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. So I think I'm pretty, qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on like old data. But my question to you, and so I want you all to like realize that. Last month, but sure. Like for example, gender identity disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk. I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is a term that I use throughout the speech, not gender identity disorder. You sound like a bozo, bro. And you get no pussy, and you can't even make your wife wet, bro. So what's good?
Awful.
So, let me just say, the nice thing about having several small children, I don't feel the necessity to have my masculinity.
If we're using a Western colonial idea of gender, then why should it apply? If we're using because the gender binary is a Western colonialist framework of gender.
You're right. Men and women don't exist in any other culture.
No. You're not Native American.
He's so good.
I'm not saying that. Third gender people exist in Native American societies, Western African societies, like Southern Native American societies, like Mexico. So in other places that are not white dominated,
and
like the United
incorrect.
States or Europe, and so you're saying white, so non-white people. I'm a mathematician and a physicist. You cannot tell me.
So I have a question.
And also, you're not a biologist.
So I have a question.
I'm 20.
As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the hell do you know about human biology?
And you got your law degree from Harvard. What do you know about biology? You got your law degree from
Harvard. And frankly, I would ask another question. If your logic is so flawed as a mathematician and a physicist, I would suggest that whichever institution gave you an award, revoke it immediately.
Amen.
Ben is just like,
so real.
I admire him for he is just unflappable.
I love it.
He is cool as a cucumber. Out the gate, this young person was like, I'm a mathematician. And it's like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing in an auditorium? Mathematician and a physicist.
Yeah, I couldn't be in a situation where that kid can talk over Ben Shapiro. Like, I just would have to walk out of that situation just for my own mental health.
Awful. And I was almost willing to give this kid the benefit of the doubt. He's young, he's woke, and then he's like, "You can't get your wife's pussy wet." And I was like, "Okay."
That's the Democrats' MO, man. They're the ones who get the nastiest. They always go for the jugular. And you're like, well, I thought it was supposed to be the racist Trump supporters that are so bad. Why are we the ones that are like, preaching about God and will listen to what you have to say with a logical brain? Why is that the case?
And as soon as his arguments started to falter, which was immediately, he goes to the ad hominem like, oh, I know what'll get him. I'm just gonna say he doesn't get pussy.
Well, yeah, because when you're arguing with somebody, if you've got a great point, like if you and I get into an argument right now, and I've got a great point, that's what I'm going to wait until you're done speaking to say. I can't wait to get my great point out. What happens when you don't have a great point, Chrissy? I'll be like, oh, yeah, you got red hair.
Yeah, you're fat.
Yeah. You go to the worst when you have nothing. So that's every Democrat.
This was, I guess this happened today. Earlier today. This was in North Carolina. This was UNC at Greensboro. Conservative firebrand Shapiro spoke about transgender issues to a large audience at the this was called Men Cannot Be Women event, yet Newsweek calls this an anti-trans event.
Of course.
Gotta love the legacy media.
Because if men can't be women, you're anti-trans, man.
Yeah, actually, they didn't even say trans, so it's just hosted by the Young Americans Foundation, a conservative youth group at the UNC Greensboro on Monday. Okay, so this was Monday. Shapiro was invited to speak at the college after YAF shared one of the commentators' quotes against transgender theory in February. Shapiro was largely welcomed by the audience, which is I think shows an improvement on college campuses, because I'm more often hearing stories about how he's not welcome and people are throwing shit at him.
Totally.
He was largely welcomed by the audience. When he took questions, he was embroiled in a bitter exchange with one student who described himself as a mathematician and physicist. I mean, that's just laughable. Like, you're a child. It looks like a baby saying that they're an astronaut. It had the same energy.
Yeah, I mean, what they're really doing for me as a straight man in America is they're just upping my appreciation for women. Like, one of the things I've been saying in my house recently is like, did we forget what a woman's touch is? Does anybody remember what a woman's touch is? I'm like, I could decorate my whole place, but it's going to look like shit. I can cook my own thing. I can do this, that, and the third, but it's going to be missing a woman's touch, that elegance, that amazing quality that they have to do certain things that men can't do. There's a lot of things that women can do that men cannot do and should never do. And we're losing that. We're forgetting what a woman's touch is. I'm pretty sure they're going to get rid of that out of Webster's pretty soon. Because like, oh shit, we forgot about a woman's touch. We gotta erase the history books here.
What do we need women for? We have gays. You want to go shopping? You want to interior decorate? Get a gay.
How about birthing a child? That's something that I would leave to a woman's touch.
It's like, you don't want that. The student then commented, "You sound like a bozo, bro," adding other personal attacks. And he was so chill. He was so calm. Let me just say, the nice thing about having several small children is I don't feel the necessity of having my masculinity challenged by someone like you. Just poof, right at the gate. Knew exactly what to say. As the exchange continued, the student said, basically calling him a child. The student said Shapiro subscribed to a Western colonial framework of gender. And then immediately, it was so perfect. He was like, oh, really? Other cultures don't have men and women? Oh.
Yeah. Ridiculous. They're really trying to erase us. That's what I see is happening. They're trying to erase any sort of, normality when it comes to the gender talk. Like, no, what's a woman? You can't call her she. You can't say she's a lady. Anything you say, it's like, you say, come on, guys. And they're like, whoa, would you say guys? It's like, it's ridiculous.
And I think that one kid was his one feeble example was going to be like, well, in some Native American situations, there's like a two-spirit, or I don't know, the feathers can give birth. I don't know.
Right. But when you really look at what the Democrats are trying to do, it's a really hard battle. They're really trying to sell us on the fact that men and women don't exist. You're not going up against us. You're going up against God. You're going up against the creators. So it's a really hard fought battle. And that's why you see so much money being poured into it and all of this, pro-gay stuff. And one of the biggest companies who's owning the world right now, known as Disney, trying to invoke their woke ideas, because it's a really hard battle. When you look at what they're up against, you're like, you're never going to win this. This is never going to happen, especially not in fucking rural Oregon or in the South. Like, good luck. You know what I mean? So that's why you're seeing so much of it. It's because they're never going to win this. So by the way, Juicy, I see you in the comments. Thanks for showing up. Just talking to homegirl in the comments.
Juicy. Hello, Juicy.
Yeah, Juicy CA.
Juicy from California.
I think she's actually from Arizona, so I don't know what the CA stands for.
She should be juicy as.
Mm-hmm.
And then people be like, but juicy as what?
That was quick. That was very quick, Chrissie.
Yeah, I too was a woke tard in college. Well, we didn't really call it woke. I just was like an SJW, but social media hadn't popped off yet. So thank God I kind of kept it to myself and then grew out of it in my 20s.
So yeah, how did you kind of come to where you're at right now and starting this show, and how long you been doing it for? I don't know much.
This show, God, I started this show January of 2020.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I really didn't want, because I already had a show on Compound Media one time a week, like live podcast show in a studio.
Oh.
And it's called The Wet Spot. I have like comedians on. I wanted it to be like how Howard Stern was in the kind of heyday, like funny remote segments and like funny porn stars coming in. And like it was a free speech network. So it's like you can have nudity, you can have cursing, you can have like anything. So I was doing that show starting on the summer of 2019. And then all the while being like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be just another comedian with a podcast, and just telling myself no for years, honestly, because most comedians, they have a podcast once a week and it's completely forgettable. And all they do is interview other comedians, and it's boring for anybody who's outside the world. So in January of 2020, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to start. So I think awesome. I think I did start one a week. And then in May, like during when the pandemic was in full swing, I was like very much with the encouragement of Frank. He was just like, you know what, fuck it, you should do 4 times a week. I'm like, yeah, you're right, because how many female comics are doing multiple time a week podcast, and that was the way to kind of stick out. And I got to explore another part of myself that I really love, which is deep conversations with people. And it doesn't, like I love stand up, but I love learning about interesting people and connecting others. And I feel like now there's this sort of like network being built of kind of anti-woke patriots that we all kind of support the same thing. And I love being able to like introduce people.
Isn't it great how the universe just kind of opens up to you once you open up yourself to the universe?
Yeah, you just have to be like, work hard and like be vulnerable and just like, and also accept whatever happens. And you really do have to trust, like same as you. I've become kind of like more spiritual, more religious in the last couple of years.
Awesome.
Because you have to be. It's like you could very easily like go to a dark place mentally, spiritually, if you just focus on all the horrible shit going on.
Yeah, I like to think of it as like you're choosing between good and evil. Like, I don't care if you believe in there's a man in the sky or you believe in God. I'm like, do you see what the other side is? The other side is Satan changing your daughter from a girl to a boy, and no guns. And they want to come and take your guns and take away your freedom. I'm like, I'm going to go with gods and gun and patriotism over that any day of the week.
Yeah, it is very scary. It's probably a scary time. I mean, it's always scary to be a parent. I think every generation like has its challenge to get over, and like people romanticize like the 50s. Like it wasn't easy then either. There was like so much alcoholism and domestic abuse. Like every generation has its shit they have to go. I mean, except for the boomers. They had it pretty easy. They all got houses right away, and they're chilling. Although a lot of them died recently because of a experimental drug.
That's right.
So you win some, you lose some. I think it's very cool what you're doing with your music. So how are you hoping, like, is it on YouTube? Like, where can people listen to it? And are you looking for people to collaborate with? Are you like, what are you hoping to do in the future?
Yeah, so that's like the latest part of my game, is that I started out by being, really adamant, saying I just wanted songs to be Nick Nittoli songs because I sing and I rap on the hook. So I'm like, I really don't need a feature. But now I'm seeing that I can connect with other patriots and other Bible thumpers and people that are really adamant about the same message that I'm trying to convey by reaching out and doing features and stuff. So I just did a new song with Kelvin J and a rapper named Ron J Spike. It's called Canada. It's coming off the God Gang album, off Kelvin J's new album. We also have another song coming out called Patriot, featuring Kelvin and myself and DVS 7.0, who's another amazingly dope rapper. And we all have, I think, the same values. So I think, putting our voices together, it's a lot more powerful than one. And so I've just been collaborating. My goal is really, I just want to get on tour. I want to perform this music in front of people. I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. I'm working towards that. The pandemic really kind of fucked me on that one. So making videos and promoting them on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, anywhere.
Okay, cool. Are you doing are you just handing out like CDs?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, I mail them, but for the most part, my Spotify reach has been great. You know, I've been blessed by God on YouTube as well. I've done some really great numbers on there as well. So, you know, I make enough money from my music where I don't have to produce and I don't have to write for anybody else anymore, which is a new thing, which I'm really grateful for. And that just keeps kind of building up and rising. So, very grateful.
Is this one of your fans? Lessons from the Bible are legit. I believe extraterrestrial aliens are real, and I know lessons from the Bible are legit.
No, I've never heard of them. No,
Okay.
Juicy CA is the only one I know.
Oh, yeah.
And Chad Anderson's my boy. He's been a huge fan, a huge supporter.
Yes, look at Chad, looking like a Chad.
He's a MAGA patriot over there.
Okay, cool. Wow. Have you got? I feel like January 6th, like they really demoralized us, and they were like, "Yeah, we just." I think it scared the shit out of them to how many people came out and to see how many people feel the way they do.
Yeah.
That's why they had to go so hard on anybody that they could for the 6th. And it's like it would be great to have another big rally again soon.
Yeah. I just think it's hilarious that they didn't talk about the FBI involvement. Like I saw that trending for like a day, and then all of a sudden it just got swept under the rug. And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about the FBI being involved in the January 6th riots. Will Smith just slapped somebody."
Oh my God.
It looked like the most staged thing I've ever seen. I couldn't believe how many people fell for it, and all of a sudden we're right back.
You think the slap was staged?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm a deep conspiracy theorist. Like I don't, you know, I don't believe.
Okay. Deep is good. That's what I thought it was staged. My first reaction was like it's staged, and then over time I was like, maybe it's not because Chris Rock is really like out of sorts and doesn't seem to know.
It's possible. You know, it's
you
possible.
can definitely make the argument for it because they are ultimately all in the business and all actors.
I think the intention played out perfectly, regardless of whether it was real or fake. What did they want? They wanted everybody talking about the Oscars because most people are like, cancel Hollywood, cancel Disney. I'm not watching the Oscars this year. And I think they're having the lowest numbers they've ever had. So in an effort to reach the public and try to, you know, bring them all into the, you know, mind-controlled pot of how was the Oscars last night, I think that worked perfectly.
God, especially if it happened at around the same time, there was like a development with J6 or something. It's like, that's what they do. They don't refute news. They just create more news to push it down on the search.
That's right. It's like that movie Wag the Dog where Robert De Niro comes in and he's like, "Well, what about the B-4 bomber?" And they're like, "What B-4 bomber?" He's like, "Exactly. Get the president on the phone and let him know that I'm going to handle everything with the B-4 bomber." I thought there wasn't a B-4 bomber. Exactly. But what are we going to do about the B-4 bomber now that we know there isn't? It was just like, you know.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. And it's like there's never any accountability for these people. Like,
at all.
When they finally got around to admitting that Hunter Biden's laptop was real, we're all like, okay,
we knew that.
What else do you know from 2 years ago?
Exactly.
It's almost boring. It's like, okay, is anything gonna happen? No. Then what's the fucking point of bringing it up? Honestly,
100%.
Because we know nothing's gonna happen to anybody.
Deter and distract. That's the end goal at the end of the day. That's all they want to do is just distract us and keep us, you know, like little sheep in a pen.
But what you can do is listen to a song about Hunter Biden's laptop. I love this graphic.
Thank you. I made it.
I wish I could get away with it all. I wish that my dad wouldn't trip, stop falling. I wish that my problems were all gone. Like Hunter Biden, yeah. I wish I could run away to a lake. I wanna be president one day. I know I got issues I must face. Like Hunter Biden, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh. Like Hunter Biden, oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 like Hunter Biden. I wish I could really get away from it all. If I got a problem, it's just one phone call. Daddy, come pick me up. We both running from the law. And did you get my email? Hope that nobody saw it. Taxpayer money, that's Big Daddy ballin'. That's crack money, but I only take a small hit. Now we gotta smuggle it through Trump's wall, man. Father-son relationship, I don't know what you call it. Because that's my best friend. Smoking that loud, always see him in the West Wing. Always working hard when he's not busy molesting. Always take a trip to my Uncle Jeffrey Epstein's. Have you ever heard of the Finger Lakes? It's a great place, you can see it when I'm naked. Or are you only thinking about the Ukraine? That's a good slave. Speaking of slaves, got a kid in a cage with a taser, so he don't escape, get away, come back with a news crew all up in my face. Dad, can you please?
Okay, hold on. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
This should have been your answer for what's the most scandalous thing you've said in a song.
I really have lost count at this point, to be honest, Chrissy. I don't know. You'd have to tell me.
Like, I was prepared for this because I feel like I learned a lot of things like over the pandemic. Like, had some late nights of watching and listening to stuff. Like, what did we do? We did Out of Shadows and Fall Cabal, like in the
same
back to back. And I was like, whoa, so much. And then I ended up meeting, what was his name? Mike Adams. I think he was the Out of Shadows guy, the director at this medical.
The stuntman.
Yeah, the stuntman. I met him at
the
Freedom Rally at in October.
Oh, dope.
In Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah, Liz Crokin's a friend. She was really supportive of all my music. She was like reposting it until she got kicked off Instagram.
Wow. So it's like I think a lot of people will hear the lyrics and be like, what is he even talking about? And unfortunately, like there's plenty to back that up.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna keep playing because I'm enjoying this.
I love the
Make it go away. I'm afraid
yeah, this is my buddy Andy Masterson made this. And
awesome.
They did so well. He ended up getting like 15 or 20 orders. He arrived with just underwear on, and then pants. I was like, I gotta put some pants on this guy. it's obviously it's like funny. This is how we all know him.
I gotta put some pants on this guy. That's awesome. I need one of those for the music video for sure.
It came. Oh my god, yeah. Maybe he's got more. And it came with like a little laptop, a little like Idiot's Guide to Ukraine.
That's awesome. I love it.
Let me see if I can show these. I should just have these out of the box, ready to go to show people. I'm like, So yeah, this was amazing. This came with a laptop.
That's so cute. I love it.
It was so cute. How did he make this? I have no idea.
You gotta send me a link. I might want to cop one of those because I'm doing a video for this song pretty soon.
Ukrainian National Gas for Dummies.
Oh my gosh. No, he didn't.
For real. And then a cute little crack pipe. You gotta have.
Oh my gosh.
And then he ended up sending me another like slightly larger crack pipe.
I love it.
Some stacks.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
Like they're so small. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them. Marlboro, Lucky Strikes, and they were actually like tiny. I'm talking tiny, like a fingernail size cigarettes in here.
That's so creative and so cool.
It's so crazy, and a little Coke.
I can't. What are you gonna do without a little Coke?
What are you gonna do? I just want to set them up at a little table somewhere.
Literally,
I'm like into dolls all over again.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'll have to connect you with my buddy Andy Masterson.
For sure.
And then he made me a Jen Psaki doll that's down here that I still have to do haven't like properly done a video of yet.
Fire.
It's crazy. It's funny. And yeah, I was like, this is so accurate. They have like the Finger Lake tattoos and everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So accurate.
And then like I don't know how accurate this is, but then there's also a poop stain.
Oh, that's probably accurate as well.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
And he sent me a bunch of accessories like easel with some of his paintings and stuff.
So cool.
Put them away somewhere, but it's good to be Joe Biden's son, I guess.
Very good.
Really think I'm ready for the fame? I wish I could get away with it all. I wish that my dad when the trip stopped falling. I wish that my problems were all gone. Like Hunter Biden, yeah. I wish I could run away to LA. I wanna be president one day. I know I got issues I must face. Like Hunter Biden, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa. The hunter biting. Since I lost my mama, I've been dealing with the pain. Crack cocaine never made it go away. Ain't nobody knows what it's like to be me. I'm just trying to live, not live up to expectations. Get a little high, now they calling me a basehead. Chilling with my dad, now they say I'm in a basement. But we don't really care about the charges that we facing. Next in line, and one day I will replace him. If you don't vote, you ain't black, you a racist. I'm just like my father, I'm an addict and a rapist. Gotta duck, go, so you can't trace this. Just like Hillary, I just misplaced it. We got a connection and I really can't explain it. Now I forgot what I was about to say next. But it's real important, I was just about to say, you know the thing. I wish I could get away with it all. I wish that my dad wouldn't trip, stop falling. I wish that my problems were all gone. A hunter biting, yeah. I wish I could run away to a lake. I wanna be president one day. I know I got issues I must face. Like hunter biting, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa. Like hunter biting, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa, oh whoa, whoa. Like hunter biting.
You know what I would love to do is like if I had a wedding and I'd be like, oh, we have this DJ, and then I would just play. I would just like interdisperse these songs, just and watch people be like, what? Because this is good. That's an upbeat song. Like it makes me feel, I wish everything could be good. And I could get away with everything like Hunter Biden. I'm like, this is great. We're just kind of laughing at it, but we're acknowledging the truth.
Right. Yeah. The intention is like not to take anything away from all these other guys who do MAGA rap, but I really what I saw was lacking in the community was like radio style music that could really just be played on top 40 radio that also has these kind of lyrics. And so coming from Bravo and coming from Platinum Hit and stuff, I kind of brought that over to this community by making songs like this that are, kind of kid friendly and radio friendly and,
kid friendly song about Hunter raping.
Well, you'd be surprised how kids are dancing to this song, though. They have no idea what the lyrics are. They're just vibing to the beat and the music. So
I never listened to lyrics when I was younger.
Sure.
I was like, this sounds good.
Same.
Yeah. So your background and your experience like really does prepare you nicely to maybe for some more. Yeah. Not that I think the other guys are fantastic. I think you all have a lot of mainstream appeal, but like, that's that might be a nice like leg up for you. And you have these connections. Do you think somebody like a Snoop Dogg or somebody like, you give them one of these songs and like, I don't know, they just feel like we can't, even if they agree with you, they probably just.
Yeah. A lot of people, I won't name names, but a lot of people who have a huge following or are somewhat famous, they really believe a lot of this stuff and they agree with me behind closed doors, but they always let me know, like, don't ever tag me, none of that shit. Don't repost. You know what I mean? Like,
it's so frustrating. It's like they agree with you.
It is.
Wow.
But, the willingness to take a stand is really what, I have. And I'm just realized that a lot of those guys don't have that yet. So maybe they'll meet me on the other side. But right now, I'm not going to wait for them.
In a way, it is kind of nice. Like a lot of these Hollywood types, like they're just so afraid to like lose what they have, their lavish lifestyle. And then part of me goes like, well, you know what? I was never rich, so I have nothing to lose anyway. I might as well just do this like slow and steady build, find my real people. And I get to wake up every day not feeling like I'm living a lie or pretending to be somebody I'm not.
100%. And look, Isaac Cappy was not Brad Pitt, you know what I mean? And they offed him without any question or hesitation. So I think that's a warning sign to a lot of other people that, doesn't matter who you are. If Isaac Cappy can get his ass fucking killed,
like he just, what did he just out? It was like Spielberg, Hanks. Yeah.
Everybody.
A lot of people. And then they're just
he woke up a lot of people, which was the problem. He awakened a lot of people.
Yeah. What was he in? He worked with Seth Green.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not familiar with his movies exactly, but I know I looked up his IMDb and I saw he was in the game. Like, I think they were putting him in like a Marvel movie or something.
Wow.
And he was in it, And he told that story about Seth Green taking him down into a cellar and basically talking about chicken and, little boys being a code word for chicken and stuff. So that'll get you off,
These people are definitely like our slaves, a lot of compromised people. And then there's people who are just like, I'm just afraid to lose my livelihood and my connections, and
Big time.
and then there's people who's like, I totally agree with you 100%, and that's got to be rough. But you know, like everyone's got a different purpose to serve,
Yeah.
and it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, spiritually and karmically, I feel like I have a moral obligation because of the things that I know and some of the places that I've been in Hollywood. I feel like I have a moral obligation to not only tell people in my music, but to tell people in podcasts like this and any opportunity that I get when I meet somebody on the street. I feel a moral obligation to at least let you know what I know. You know what I mean? What I know is true and what I know is factual, from my own eyes, from my own experience. And a lot of people, are not in that similar position. And so I've been blessed by God to even know this stuff, to even see the light in the first place. So now it's time to give other people that light, that knowledge.
When you say like of what did you see? Like you got kind of a glimpse of Hollywood, and I'm sure if you really wanted to lean in and join up, you could
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I protect myself and I protect my family by never really exposing too much stuff that I feel like,
Right.
might come back the wrong way. But I saw enough of what's being played out today. Basically, I was told about a lot of the things that are happening today almost 10 years ago. And I was a young punk rock kid who didn't really have any care about those things and didn't really know what was going on. So I laughed in the faces
Like
of some of these
Epstein
people.
stuff and like what's now very mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I laughed. I thought that they were joking. They said to me, you're going to walk down the street, Nick, and not be able to tell what a girl or a boy is pretty soon. We're going to blur the gender lines. And they were
Wow.
talking like these are plans that are going to happen. And I was like, okay. When do I get my record deal? When do I get my money? This, that, and the
These are
third.
what, producers? Like who is this talent saying stuff like this, or
Yeah,
generally?
I'll just say very important people, the kind of people who can, put together what people see in America and what people hear in America. The people who push buttons is the best way. And I was just
Yeah.
trying to get my money and just trying to,
Yeah.
just trying to succeed. I mean, I was 22.
Oh my
So
gosh.
for
Yeah.
me,
You're like, I'm just happy to be
I wasn't
here.
listening. But now that I see it playing out and all those things coming true, like I said, back to a moral obligation to let people know what's up.
Why are they so open about it? Like you're a 22-year-old kid and they're talking so freely about this shit. Did they think you just?
Oh, you have no idea how freely, like some of the stuff that was told to me, I can't even believe. I wish I was in this body and this mind back then, but I think it's a part of their religion to tell you what's about to happen, and that's why you see so much CIA in the
It's
Hollywood
like a
movies.
form of consent for them. Yeah, like
Exactly.
if
So
they've
basically,
told you, then
yeah,
yeah.
if I tell you I'm going to come up and punch you in the stomach tomorrow, and then I come and do it, and you don't block, that's on you. That's basically the mantra, the method of thinking, and it's a sick method of thinking. But these people are sick, so I learned a lot.
Wow.
Learned a lot in those 10 years.
So it was more like you saw, and then years later, you were like, you were putting it together.
Yeah, I had no idea why they kept talking to me about this stuff. Like I was talking about, like, when am I going to get my record deal? Like, when are we going to go on tour? How's this going to work out? How's that going to work out? And they were literally just going back to that. And now I realize because that was
The transgender stuff.
not even just the transgender stuff, just straight New World Order talk, just straight
Wow.
control. A lot of it's ego. Like, look what we can do. You think this is going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. It's
Digital
power.
currency, one world government,
You name it. You name it.
communism.
Yeah.
Communism,
All the above. All
Trojan
the above.
horsing as wokeism, progressivism.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, just the new age agenda was one of the things that I heard about the most, and how they're promoting the new age agenda. They're like, all of this new age stuff, we're doing it. We're basically trying to get people to be not morally culpable for anything that they do. And these are our books. So I fly home to New Jersey and I meet up with my grandmother, and I realize that she's reading one of these books, and I'm like, oh shit, like, do you have any idea what the context of this information is? And she's like, no, I just,
What was the book?
That's a good question I don't know the answer to.
Okay. Something like New World Order-y.
Yeah, some woke bullshit. Basically telling you to not care and not love people, and to not,
nothing matters.
Nothing's
insignificant.
bad. Nothing's wrong. You can never say anybody's. Don't call anybody a name, even if they're acting like, the characteristics of what that name entails. Just be.
Yeah,
Just
I
meditate
agree
on
with
it.
Reptilian here. They were seeing if you were gonna go with it. Think about it, you were 22. You're a kid still. You're like sponge-like.
Yeah.
And so many of the stars that we've seen they're taken at that age and either whatever, MK Ultra or just heavily convinced they come from yeah, I mean, most of us come from families that are not rich and they're just like, "Hey, what sign me up for literally whatever. We want the money, we want the fame."
Yeah. I mean, I showed up to Bravo with, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a Jesus Christ tattoo on my neck.
And they were
So
like, "Nope, next."
yeah, and I have my Bible with me, and that was one of the first things that Bravo actually took from me. They took my Bible, yeah, and they
No.
would not return it for the entire duration of the show. So every time that I
What?
was in need of some spiritualism or to talk to God or to read, it was just not available to me. And that was like my first sign. I was like,
That is very
these might not be the
strange.
best people, Nikki.
'Cause it's like, would they even take your cell phone away? You know, like,
No,
so
it was just about that. So
damn, that's a huge red flag.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad that kind of landed for you, just it would have been very easy for you to just be like, "I will do anything. I
100%.
wanna be famous."
100%. I
Yeah.
also had overt sexual, a very strong, straight sexual standpoint, which I think that like I was hitting on everybody. I hit on Jewel. I hit on Cara Diagordi. I think I hit on Donna Summer. God rest her soul. So I think that was a part of them being like, we might not be able to convert this one. Like
You were too straight for them, too
he's
straight and too religious,
aggressively
too
straight.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, can we get the Jesus tattoo off his neck? No?
Yeah.
Okay, it's visible. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you, Nick. I feel like a proud aunt. I just feel like you learned a lot and you're full of purpose and you have had really good experiences. Like, you know what it's like on the inside and you can speak about it.
Definitely.
But at the same time, yeah, you do have to like, you can't say too much either.
Yeah.
So
They say the devil's rejection is God's protection, and I can't, speak more about that because I thought about what that 22-year-old kid would have ended up like had he gotten the multi-million-dollar deal, had he gotten his songs on the radio and became a Drake or an Eminem. I was like, oh my God, I would have killed myself with drugs. I would have fucked every woman and gotten every disease possible. Like, I was so unwoke at that time that the devil's rejection is really what got me so much more of God's protection because I learned so much. I became conscious and enlightened. I read, really thick books about what's happening in the aggregate. And I cared with a capital C for everybody, every person. I feel like the only race that we should be really concerned with is the human race. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, orange, or pink. It's really just about protecting what we are. And so all that knowledge came from not getting, the big contract and signing my name in blood ink. So
wow. Right. It's like it's the man-woman stuff. It's our humanity, which is like wrapped up in like who we're born as.
It's a blessing in disguise.
So, oh man, it was very cool to talk to you, Nick.
Likewise.
Where can people find you and follow you and listen to your stuff?
Everything is at Nick Nittoli. It's NickNittoli. I'm on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, iTunes, you name it. I'm on there. So check me out.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you're on Instagram. You haven't been banned from anything yet. That's
Not
very
yet.
good. You're doing
Big
great.
shout out to you. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm honored to be on this show. Anytime you want to get on and rap again, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's considering you can make a new song in like 2 days. Jesus. It's very impressive. Yeah, this was it. You just hit me up on Instagram and I was like, sure, let's do tomorrow.
Well, you knew my boy Alex Stein, Primetime 99.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know she's good people.
Oh
So
yeah, Alex is hilarious. He's
so good. I'm so happy he's getting his due.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he's on Fox and everything getting his due because he really deserves it. He's really talented.
Yeah, he's very funny. He's very funny. I'll
Big
be
time.
looking out for him to see what he's gonna do
Same.
soon. And this was
you.
great, Nick.
Looking out for you.
Stop.
You're amazing.
Spring is coming. My boobs will be out. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Right on.
Thank you, chat, for your comments and questions. Until next time. Bye.